like to welcome everybody to the official opening of the 14th World Rural Health Conference. To begin,
well, this World Rural Health Conference of WONCA has been a truly exciting, energising conference for me. I've actually been involved really from even before the first conference and very much in the first conference. And it's wonderful for me to come together with colleagues, rural practitioners from around the world on a regular basis and to share experiences and learn from each other's experiences.
My 14th conference, there are two of us that I know of that have been at all 14, so it's really good to be part of that. And I think one of the special things is to meet up with and reconnect with good colleagues who've become friends over the years from all over the world, and that we have very different contexts, but we experience similar challenges and issues that are in common. So it is always good to catch up, to share, to learn, and to contribute to each other's experiences.
So it's great to be here. I think there are 30 countries plus, some of them less developed than others, so big debate about the different needs around the world and being informed by the local example, but also everybody else's experience too.
Busy conference, probably one of the busiest I've been to. Never a moment to sit down. And yes, obviously it's terribly exciting, and I think we're achieving something. We've done a lot.
Everywhere you turn, there are people who have a different perspective, different experience, different expertise, and excitement about what the possibilities are for rural health. It's a really fascinating time to be in rural health because we're changing the discourse from a deficit discourse to what can be done.
Conference has just been fabulous. We've had a number of really amazing aspects to it. I think the first part about it is the involvement of the students. We're getting a bit used to having students involved in Australia, but having the students involved to such an extent from overseas, and the building momentum there is for that is just fabulous, and the initiative they're taking is terrific.
I think this conference is very special because for the first time we have a huge input of students and young doctors on that. We have a whole program that brings loads of students' experiences, young doctors' experiences, and I think it mainly brought our dreams to the conference and what we hope that will be the rural health in the next years. So
it's the students and young doctors that will inherit rural practice, and we need to leave them something to inherit. So we have a responsibility as well, and we have a responsibility to help mentor and guide and lead from the back when it comes, and let these young people now take over the mantle of rural health.
We've had James Campbell from Human Resources for Health within WHO. He's been totally immersed in this whole area, in this whole conference. Our members within the WONCA Working Party have been wanting this for years. They tell us that unless WHO is involved, then they won't get traction in their own countries.
So it's a great privilege to be here in Cairns this week to participate in the Summit on Rural Generalist Medicine and also the World Rural Programme for the next 4 days. It is an essential need to have a debate and a discussion at the international level on our need to ensure we have an equitable distribution of the workforce within our country contexts, but also that we have the skill mix and the competencies, the education modality, the training, the employment, the retention of that workforce to serve population needs.
We should be very proud, and I feel a little bit selfish about this, but very proud in Australia of what we've done. I think we've done tremendous things and embedded tremendous things in rural practice, and I think we've been able to show a lot of those.
Australia is an exemplar It's achieved what no other country has been able to achieve. It's put a lot of resources there, but it's paid off. And yeah, one thing to take back is Australia's done it.
I come originally from Australia and was much involved in the early years of the rural health movement in Australia. So it's been wonderful for me to come back to Australia and catch up with the developments. I think this is 20 years since the Australian College of Rural and Remote Medicine, ACRRM, was established, and ACRRM has really gone from strength to strength in terms of actually developing education, training support for rural practitioners, and really, I mean, I think the rural generalist medicine movement and the rural generalist medicine training pathway are outstanding developments, and particularly here in Queensland, showing the way for the rest of the world.
Australia can hold its head up high and proud. ACRRM can hold its head up high and proud. It's run a wonderful conference, and it's been able to demonstrate to the world what it's done. There are other partners there. There's a lot of other partners who've done equally good contributions to this, but I think ACRRM, in taking the initiative and holding this conference, has really shown that it's got dedication to rural areas.
Us being able to host the Rural WONCA has been a wonderful thing because we can share the success stories from Australia, and we can also use the fact that 800 doctors from 37 different countries have come to Australia to see what we are doing, to feed back to the policymakers and leaders and politicians in Australia that what we are doing here in Australia is groundbreaking. We are world leaders in provision of healthcare for rural and remote communities, and that's a wonderful thing for us to celebrate.